that was in our hands to automatically achieve the main objective that we have to stay in the Premier League. Is not yet done, but I think the way the players commit to the game, we are positive for the next one to finally finish the job.
Today for them was a party, and yes, tough to have experienced player on the bench and the talented player that we have always can increase the level of the team. And I think today the player that came from the bench made a real impact.
We're really gutted in the dressing room, taking the lead, 15 minutes to go, and then I wouldn't say throwing it away, but conceding a lot of space to some very good players. But let's just get the job done next week.
We are disappointed. We are sad to let them down today because they deserve a moment of happiness. But it's almost there. So I'm very proud of them.
I never say that I am not happy.
No, that's what I'm clarifying with you.
Yeah, I never say that. I say maybe I am happy, maybe I am not happy. But I never say I am not happy. But it's normal. Headline are headline, and sometimes it's, too much honesty talking, but it's not a problem. I have 1 year more in my contract, and always, like I said yesterday, I think in always in long term, thinking that this is going to be for a life here, and we work because we are professional, and thinking in to win games and to try to make happy, the owners, make happy all the staff that we are in charge, because I am responsible that all the staff on the training ground in Kovan, trying to make happy the player and trying to make happy the fans. That is my job. Easy.
Thank you.
So easy.
Kieran.
Hello.
It wasn't the easiest atmosphere for you guys to walk into, but you must be happy with all the players.
No, it's true. That was today. They were celebrating, and I think they full credit to Nottingham Forest to be one season more in the Premier League. I think with all the circumstances, I want to congratulate Nuno and all the staff and the club, because they made a fantastic job. Yes, always it's difficult when you play against a team like is celebrating, big things. I think the freedom for the player is always they can give better performance and they have more energy. It's true that we started well the game and we scored, and then we conceded a goal that we cannot score in this way, and then it was really tough. It was an even game. I think we controlled the game, but they were very, very dangerous in all the transition. They have very good player, that transit so fast, and they create some, we taking some risk. They create some chances, and always you need talented player. You need player from the bench that made a big impact, like happened today, and a little bit lucky to win the games. And today, I think all the ingredients were for us. So happy, because I think the important thing is always to believe and never give up. And I think the team showed the resilience and the maturity, to fight until to the end. That is why I am so pleased, because maybe you cannot play, and to perform like was West Ham or Tottenham. But I think in this type of game, you need to be more mature and some time to play another football. That always is important too, if you want to be in a higher position on the table. No?
And one of the guys off the bench, Reece James, got his assist within 2 minutes and 53 seconds of coming on.
Yes.
His first appearance since December. It must be massive to have him.
Massive. I'm lucky that only we have two game, ahead, and it's 1 week. But it's important for him to recover his feeling. So important player for us. Is our captain. I think we all love him. And yes, important, and see if he can be, also fit to have the chances to play the Euros. No.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I was going to say, you think he does still have a chance of making that England squad?
Well, I think with continuity, I think we have 1 week more to work, and yes, I think he's doing well in the training session. It's true that after 4 or 5 months, it's not the same to train that compete, but I think if he has the possibility to compete in the next 2 games and be involved, I think if after his coach on the national team believe that he can be, and cope with the competition. I think he will be ready.
Do you think Chelsea have genuinely turned the corner, Maurizio? I think that's 3 league wins in a row. The last big heavy defeat was against.
Yeah, but you like to see all the numbers and data. I think if you see that we are punished because of the first 10 games, I think not because our performance is because the chances that we created, we were not clean enough. I think we, in this first 10 game, to have between 4 and 8 points more, I think today will be in a complete different position. I think if you start to count after the game that we played against Tottenham, that was the number 10, until today, I think we played 26 games. And if you start to count from there, I think we are in the top 4 or in the top 5 for sure, with a very good, some very good performance. And that is not because you asked me, but I think to assess the last 26 games, I think is for all the circumstances, when you put all the circumstances in the middle and you analyze and you assess the season, I think we are clear in a clear way going high, and finish strong is our challenge now to try to achieve to be in Europe next season and start really strong next season.
No, it certainly is. Confirmation, as you can see there, Nottingham Forest are as safe as you possibly can be without actually being safe. No win for them today, though. I thought it was a very entertaining game, and Chelsea continue their recent run of form. And Nicholas Jackson, we've talked a lot about him this season, he's making progress.
There's no doubt about it. I think sort of today's performance sort of summed up his season, some really good bits and some poor bits. He's definitely raw, but there is big potential there. He's very good at that. He's good running with the ball. His runs in behind are really intelligent. But little things like this, making simple decisions when and how to pass that ball. Sometimes the easiest ones are the most difficult ones to do. Well, look how far he's sort of carried the ball forward. They're not great options, but he does okay there. It's that final thing where he's got to brush up on and get in behind. That's a really good run. It's just unlucky the outcome of it, and he's clever at that. Similar run again. The pass from Palmer's brilliant. He should be finishing that off, but it's his run that actually makes it. This is another thing that he's got to brush up on, got to improve on. The ball should stick to him here. It can't bounce off him as it does. It's a poor touch. He's got to bring a teammate into the game. But if you keep on going, another clever run. He's quick. Once he gets into that position, he's difficult to stop. That run then creates the corner, and you keep on going and going and going. You get your rewards. It's a brilliant ball in from Reece James, and a clever header. He's 22 years of age, 29 starts, 14 goals. I think that's a decent return. Yeah. It's been a little unfair on at times because he needed to be left out, but he couldn't because of lack of numbers in that squad. So he'll learn, he'll get better. They'll bring someone in.
Do they need another number 9?
Yeah, they do need another 9. Yeah, because he's not ready to be a regular there. He's had to put up with that this.
Really interesting to hear Nuno talking there about how difficult this season has been and putting it all into context. We know famously that Nottingham Forest have been very unhappy with a lot of refereeing decisions, but so too have a lot of teams this season. But we know, and then we know that there have been wrong decisions against them. Also, there was the points deduction. Now, there's no argument from the club as to the fact that they broke the rules. They were more concerned about the number of points that they were going to be deducted. They were more concerned about the severity of the punishment. But even as he talked about there, the ongoing appeals process where they have that area of uncertainty, he's not quite sure what he's working towards. And suddenly, and then with the players who've been missing, and you can understand why he feels like it's been an extremely long season.
Yeah, it's funny how he comes out and says about anxiety. There, as a manager, you very rarely hear them come out and complain about things like that. Speaking about the refereeing decision, they have been on the wrong end of a few decisions. I would agree with that, along with other clubs. So you have to get on with what you can affect, and in the end, they've got enough points to keep them up. Whether it's been default from the 3 teams that came up from the Championship last year and have gone back down, but he's come in and he's done his job. He's kept them in the Premier League for another season, albeit it's been a real struggle for them.
Chaotic.
And even with the points deduction, even if they had those points, if they were on 34 points, 35 has been the average to stay in the Premier League over the last 10 years. So there is still work to do in terms of Forest avoiding a relegation battle next season. And that's what Nuno was talking about in an earlier answer.
Yeah, and that's going to be a little bit of work in the summer, making sure that you buy the right players, you get the players in that you're going to keep, you get the players that you've already got that you want, and the ones that you don't are going to be surplus requirements. You've got to let them go, and it's not going to be easy because they have got so many players on their books, and it doesn't make it easy for the manager. And I think that structure they have to improve in the summer and make sure that they don't become a club that every year is struggling, because it's no fun. I mean, the fans like they enjoyed it today at the start because obviously they knew they were safe. But it's such a big football club, and it just needs to. It looks like it just needs to be run with more structure to make sure that everything is organised for the manager, to make sure that he gets the players that he needs. It feels like the way they've brought players in so often has been a bit scattergun. There has been some really good signings in that process as well. There's been some that you look at and go, yeah, I really like him. Like Morgan Gibbs-White, I know he cost a lot of money for Wolves, but he's been a really good signing. The two wingers, Alanga and Hudson-Odoi. Murillo's been really good as well, defensively. But there's also been some that you think, well, you've not even seen them. You don't know where they are and what leagues they've come from. So I just think they have to be a little bit more organised and make sure that they get the player and have that dialogue between a director, football manager, whatever it may be, to make sure that structure's better.
Yeah, and something for the Forest fans to celebrate rather than